My name's Dave Jack and I'm not the leader of Cheshire East. This week I've been involved in a very special project, and one that has raised a few eyebrows around Cheshire East as a whole. We've been looking at the issue of frozen bins, believe it or not. It's an issue that the portfolio holder, Calamity Crane, has raised recently, and Ansar have actually been complaining that the bins, the lids are frozen solid on them in this mild, inclement weather that we're having. So rather than criticise them straight off, I thought for once I'll kind of take them at face value and I'll get out there with the crews and find out exactly what's going on. Well, I did some digging. I did a lot of digging, actually. I'm used to digging, normally holes for myself, but there we go, that's another story. Yeah, I did some digging and I found out we actually have a group of people that go around inspecting the bins and ensuring bin safety and bin health and all the other stuff that goes with it. And it was very interesting having spoke with them, and they offered me the opportunity to go out with them for an evening and understand the job they do and have a look at the work and really get to grips with this issue of frozen bins and bin welfare. So I went undercover and wow, my eyes were opened. It really is an issue out there. Frozen bins and people leaving bins out in the cold. It's just creating chaos, and the nanny state up at Cheshire East are having to pick up our mistakes, basically. So the one thing I learned was that there's a penalty for leaving your bin to freeze, and it's called a 1 Delta 10 Tango certificate breach. And I actually got to issue some of the 1 Delta 10 Tango certificates, which was really exciting. And I also discovered another thing, that while I was out there, that all of these operatives who are undercover, they use vehicles that don't necessarily say Cheshire East or bin inspector, because they have to be extremely undercover. So they could turn up in a milk float, a tow truck, a bus. Gosh, one guy even came on a push bike, which I thought was amazing. Out in the cold on a push bike in this weather, just inspecting bins and reporting back was just admirable. So, but as I say, an interesting docudrama came out of this, and I've nailed it all together and put it in a film for everyone to see the work of these unsung heroes of this lockdown, the bin inspectors. So sit back and enjoy this movie. You're really going to have your eyes open. Like I say, I'm Dave Jack, and I'm not the leader of Cheshire East, but tonight I've been an undercover bin inspector. So we're out on patrol undercover tonight, and we've got our eyes out for any bins that have been left out. It's dropping to about -2 now, and we really need to find these bins before it's too late. We do the team do a whole tour around the estates and around the streets, and if they find any, they try and revive the bins, and if it's really seriously frozen, they'll issue what's known as a 1 Delta 10 Tango certificate, a 1D 10T certificate to the bin owners. So we're going to sit and ride along and see where we see any of these bins and what action they take. Okay, so that was a quick snatch of a that was a bin in distress, and the team basically had to use their enforcement powers there and run straight up, snatch it, and throw it into the security booth. That bin will now be taken away to the processing centre, and hopefully it's not beyond too much repair. Yeah, a very close shave that was from what was quite an aggressive resident there. I mean, the bin was clearly in distress and very, very cold. But we'll take that back to the processing centre now, see if we can revive it and save it, and we'll double check what's actually in the contents of that, because it felt rather heavy. It's like whether there's building materials or anything in there, I don't know, but we'll have a scoot through it later. Some evenings through winter, temperatures can drop as low as 3 or 4 degrees below freezing. Bins left out in this distressing state can suffer frozen lids, sticking wheels, and even, dare we say, smelly contents. So speed is always of the essence to these operatives. So we've had a tip off of another 1D10T, that's a 1 Delta 10 Tango certificate breach, and we're just waiting for some people to disappear so that we can actually go in quite covertly and snatch this bin in distress. It's quite tense at the moment as we're sat here waiting, so let's see how this one pans out. Great care has to be taken in the manner in which the operatives approach properties. Arrive too loudly and people may be startled and hide their bins. Not forceful enough, they'll snatch their bins and hide them away from you. So it's in hard and it's in heavy, it's in quick and it's out quick. The operative has to think on his toes. On this occasion he stops just short of the target and opens the vault ready to snatch the bin at the very next opportunity. The work of the crews goes on through the night as they trawl through the dark streets and back alleyways looking for bins that could well be in distress. It's not the nicest job in the world finding a bin that's distressed, and this plays heavy on the hearts of the operatives sometimes, but they know that somewhere, somehow, there's a bin in distress that needs their help. We've been out this evening and we've had a good drive around. We've found quite a number of bins that have needed the 1 Delta Tango, the 1 Delta 10 Tango certificates. These are issued to people who leave their bins out overnight in temperatures like this, as you can see. It's very, very cold. Tonight I'm joined by Dave, who's one of the bin operatives, and he's been an absolute star. He knows the back alleys, he knows the likely places that people's bins are actually offending. How long have you been doing this job, Dave? Right. And what sort of qualifications do you actually need to be a bin inspector? Wow, right, okay. So there you have it. Is basically the motto of the day for the bins. So what are you off to now, Dave? Are you staying up all night? Yeah. And Dave's going to be out there saving bins. Thanks, Dave. So Dave's going to be out all night in this cold weather, braving the freezing cold, so that we can rescue your bins. Because bin abuse is a thing. You know, a bin is not just for Christmas. A bin is for life. So let's go and inspect some of these bins, shall we, and see exactly what sort of abuses have been occurring. So yeah, cold night, and we've stopped for some refreshments. It's really dropping chilly now, and these bins are really suffering at the moment. But, we've got something coming through from base. Hang on.
Hello, Dave, from control.
Hello, control. Go ahead.
I've got some 1 Delta 10 Tango.
Roger, we got a 1 Delta 10 Tango. I'll just give Dave a shout and we'll get straight on it. Send us the address as quick as you can. So there you go. Yeah, there you go. We've got a dash. We've got a binning crisis. Right, Dave, let's go. Let's go. We got one. We've got a live one. So yeah, it's getting into the early hours of the morning now. I'm starting to fade, and we've saved a good few bins. It's been a hard day's work, and these guys really need a proper round of applause for the work they do. If it wasn't for them, we'd have no bins emptied. So let's see what tomorrow brings then. I'm off to bed for a bit now, so speak later. So this is one of the bins that we've rescued this evening. It's well frozen shut. We've warmed it up. We've put some homebrew warming blankets on it actually, and yeah, we're just gonna have a look at why it was frozen so solid. And really, this is a 1D 10T residency. So what have we got in there? What? It's wow, tax for dummies. That's really. What else is in there, Dave? Let's have a look. An MP's application form that's been rejected. Wow, wonder who that could be. This is getting weirder by the minute, this bin is. So what else is in there? I tell you what, there's an old pelmet rail, a bag of Artex, and a map of the world upside down in there as well. Is this the sort of thing you see regularly on your rounds when you're out there? Yeah. So, well, you know what we're going to have to do with this one? This one is going to have the 1 Delta 10 Tango certificate well and truly stuck on top of it. So we're going to have a look at the other bin that we got from down Wheelock way. That was even more weirder. That was actually a snatch and grab because of the situation at the time. So let's. So as I say, this is one that we seized from down in Wheelock. Quite a big bin actually. It's like a big family bin, and it weighs a ton, and we had to force the lid off on this one. So again, that's something that you see regular, isn't it? Bin abuse is a thing in Sandbach. Oh Christ, Jesus, Dave, can you see that? Can you see that? Oh my God. It's a piss-stained bed sheet that it looks like they've been using it for a backdrop. And there's a half-eaten chicken dinner on top of it, and a festering egg custard. Wow. No, this is what these guys have to put up with every night. That is definitely a 1 Delta 10 Tango certificate right there and then. Oh gosh, I do feel sorry for these guys. And here we are. This is the third bin that we've seized tonight. The handle actually broke off. It was frozen that much that when big old Dave here was tugging on it, he's regularly tugging on things, and wow, that actually broke off in his hands. These guys really have to work out and be at the top of their game in this industry. But this one, Christ on a bike, it stinks. Can you smell that? That is socialist hypocrisy right there. And I think it's actually smudged in a bit of wet wokeness. Oh my God. To be honest, the nappies kind of give it away. It's a bin full of nanny state. Just amazing job that these guys do. Amazing. So there you have it. An interesting insight into one of the problems most of us probably didn't know existed. But now you're a little bit more wiser and a bit more educated, thanks to Cheshire East and Ansar and the thoughtful portfolio holder for waste and rubbish and recycling and highways and wet wokeness and virtue signalling and egg custards and everything else that fits in that folder. So I hope you have really taken to heart the message that Cheshire East are sending out to you there, and that the controlling group really do think that you're a bit thick and a bit simple and a bit stupid, that you leave your bins outside. You know, let's stop this, eh? So next week I'll be reporting on road gritting and floods from the top of Malcop, a place that Cheshire East now believe is the #1 spot most likely to flood within Cheshire East. I'll be up there reciting some poetry and nursery rhymes from the great leader himself. So until then, this has been a Not the Leader of Cheshire East production video blog. My name's Dave Jack, as you know, and I'm not the leader of Cheshire East. Until the next time we meet, stay safe, stay calm, stay well, and we'll see you in the next one.